Good evening, folks. I'm gonna flip over here and make sure the audio is good. Of course, that's gonna mean I gotta bring up a. I can hear audio. I can hear audio. Absolutely. Okay. Good deal. Looks like the video is working. Trying something a little bit different with the lighting. There will be a uh, fire that'll occasionally appear back here in the fireplace as the temperature goes up and down. So it is a fireside chat, just not right now. All right, let's see who we have here because I did see Henry G. I think was here first, and Marco. Thank y'all for being here. Ground Fog and Neil McKenzie. Ramsey's silent, and Ramsey's is dropping the link there for saying hello to my little friend. Or not a link, but a reminder about hitting that little thumbs up button. I appreciate that. There's Carco with a non-family friendly name there, and driving back from Kansas. Carco, be careful there, and be careful on your drive back. Let's see who else. Yeah, just listen in, Carco. Don't try chatting. Just be careful, man. All right, Kelly's Mishmash. I think I said hello to Marco. There's Mo Patty. Thank you for being here, Mo Patty. You'll see Mo Patty's sticker here, and actually some knives here from Trish. So appreciate her sending me some knives to take a look at. Ramsey's dropping link for Kelly. And I'm halfway listening what's going on the radio over here because I'm going to need to check in a few minutes. And Marco absolutely has dropped the link to that Discord channel as well. Y'all put your carries up in there if you want to, and we'll go take a look at that in a little while. Now some of the things that I have here on the table are things that I'm working on. I've got to get this one sharpened for a friend of mine. I may do a vertical live here just to in the next few days just to do something different. Plus, I need to sharpen that, and then actually, I think the owner of this knife might actually be here on the live tonight, and I have found the little washers that I was looking for. We're going to see if we can't get this thing up and running. See if we can't do something to fix that. So, anyhow, all right, let's see. Carco said fixed. I knew you said you were going to have to wait a bit to change that. I think you said that several weeks ago. And Carco, appreciate you being here, man. Again, be careful driving. That's a little bit of a trek back. I think you got to cross a few states to get back to your neck of the woods there. All right, let's see. Check out Mo Patty. And there's TKE also linking Mo Patty. TKE, thank you for being here, man. Hope you're doing well. Let's see here who else we might have. Yeah, I'm going to turn this down because I'm never going to get a word in edgewise with the one that's calling the net tonight. So, all right, let's see. I got to pull this one over so I can see better. I got on glasses, but it ain't that great looking at it on a smaller screen. That's better. All right, let's see here. Is it going to show up here? Ramsey's has got the leather monarch, the SOG power pint, Spyderco Bodacious S30V real steel Evolution Tanto D2 CRKT Obake fixed blade outdoor element neck knife, real steel slip joint in N690. And that sounds like a typical Ramsey's carry. TKE says he's been on an OTF kick lately. Well, did you post it up in your server on my channel, sir? Do that. Ramsey's is linking TKE's channel there as well. Y'all check that out. I'm sure everybody already is, but just in case you're new here, listening in, haven't said anything, check out TKE's channel as well as all the other fine channels that are being linked by Marco and by Ramsey's and anyone else. Appreciate that. And several folks have those wrenches that they can do that, and I appreciate you guys doing that. It really helps, and it really helps if I do a vertical, because that tends to bring out some of the trolls, and it's really nice to have folks with the mod status that they can take care of those folks, calm them down a little bit. So I appreciate y'all. There comes Crow's Blades rhyme with saying Tommy live with sound and 2 cameras running. Miracles will never cease. Well, you know what? It's running right now. I'm not going to promise you it will continue running because, well, that's generally how it works here. So we're going to hope it works for the best. I do have an error over here saying that I need to change the video resolution. It says it's not supported, and I'll have to check and try to figure that one out. But we're not going to do that right now, because if I were to try to do that, it would probably break something else. So we're not going to do that. I've just got to try to remember. Oh, it says open a widget. Widget did not open that I'm aware of. Mo Patty says, hey, I know those knives on the left. Well, you should, ma'am. That's Mo Patty knives on the left that I'm going to be taking a look here at the next few days or week or so. It's and really cool knives. I had to look up the QSP knife. I think it is it's a Gorilla, I think. That's one I haven't been able to check out. Wasn't aware of on a QSP. So that's cool. This one's a Sharp by Design. I think it's a Mini Tempest. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Mo Patty. I had what did I have? I had a Sharp by Design something another, but it was not this one. I don't think. But it's been a long time. Got the Compadre, which is really good. Got the Holt Haptic, which is really cool. And Trish said that one's actually a user, so that I could carry and use it. Mini Evo. Okay. Mini Evo. Thank you. And the Gorilla, she says we won that at our first blade show. Well, that's pretty awesome. That's a neat knife to have and a good memory. So that's pretty cool. And then of course we've got a Grimsmo Rask here, which is really neat. Very cool knife. Yeah, there we go. It's not necessarily focusing on that knife too much stuff in the background, I guess. I probably need to pull some of the stuff off. I probably should bring that off. It might focus a little bit better. Less white in there. Next round, get the Micro Evo. Oh, cool. Thomas EDC Gates. Hey, man. How are y'all? Or how are you? So that's cool. This is Ramsey's knife that I'm working on. I've got to pull it back apart and try some of these tiny washers to try to set this stop pin here, separate the halves of the liners just a tad, because if you keep everything separated, the action on it is great. Then after a while, those work together, and it doesn't want to work right. So I'm going to try to figure out if I can fix that and make that a usable knife for him. But this one was a prototype, from what I understand. So I'm sure they fix those in the later versions. And then the other two knives here are knives that I've been carrying a good bit this week. So those two there, amongst others. And I don't know, I really like this knife here, this Sage 6, but it's got almost 0 carry time since I got it. So, yeah, I don't know. That one's kind of an anomaly. I don't know why it's not getting carry time. I'm also carrying the Griptilian, some, not a tremendous amount. And then what else do I have here? Still carrying the Asher A-Lock. So those are my carry items, or carry knives, mostly this week. Let's see. Didn't carry a fixed blade very much this week. I do have one right here that I have been carrying in later weeks, but I hadn't carried it very much this week. This week has been very busy. I have had to get up earlier than normal, at least two mornings this week. So it's a little different. Y'all check out Thomas EDC Gates. That's Blessed EDC, as Ramses has mentioned here. And Crow's Blade Works, if you're still listening, Mo Patty, Trish wants to know when your birthday is. The 28th? Is this correct? Tell us, man. Come on. And then the Edge Time. Thank you for being here, man. Do appreciate it. Ron says to Trish that his birthday's on March the 2nd, but he's celebrating on the February 28th live stream. Okay, cool beans. And Ramsey said this is the prototype Geo Ethereal. So very cool. Nice little knife. Comfortable little knife. It's just sometimes the blade doesn't want to drop in correctly without some help there. So I've got some tiny, you can see that here, I think. Got some tiny little washers to try. So this is actually an eyeglass repair kit, but it has some washers in it. So we're going to see if we can't put some washers on that. Where are we at here? On that little stop pin there. Mr. Eddie's letting us know that he designed Mo Patty's logo. And he also wants us to know that he didn't charge her for that. And I just realized I've got 2 of those here out of the stack of stickers that she sent me. So, and I have to send stickers back as well. But thank you, Mr. Eddie, for designing and not charging Trish for the for that logo. Pretty cool logo. And you'll notice it has purple in it as well. So straighten that up. All right. Now I got a spot there that's. I'm not OCD or anything. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I'm not. Mostly. But Mac, thank you for being here, man. Got to figure out how to get that to auto go away. And I had it working one time and then I messed it up. So Dragoon says that the logo looks oddly like the Tombstone movie title. Did you let that influence you, Mr. Eddie? Oh, Patty likes the IG girl that goes around looking for purple at the store. I don't know what that is. Mr. Eddie says, why do I have a shield next to my name? That's a good question. Hover over it and see what it says. But it looks like most people do. Not everybody, but most people. See what it says. Hey, Paul Mills, thank you for being here. Marco says it's because you're a cop, Mr. Eddie. And then Mr. Eddie tries to get naughty a little bit. Dragoon says, and I'm not sure I said hello to Dragoon. Anyhow, hello. Thank you for being here, man. Possibly because you're a master moderator? Don't know. Does it say anything, guys? It replaced the hammer for mods. Oh, okay. Thought it had a wrench for a long time. So the shield is the mod. For mods that are no good. Oh my. Okay, so shields are now the mod designation. Okay. Bo Patty says, yes, you did, and I love it, Mr. Eddie. You told me not to tell people you were nice. Well, you're a moderator. I don't know, but you can still be timed out. So just letting you know. Ryan says the shield is the new symbol for mods that are up to no good. I think is what you meant there. Yep, he told on himself. Oh, man. That's why we didn't want to remind him that he was a moderator. But if I see him time somebody out, I'll time him out. So, unless they absolutely needed it. Ooh, that's a good question. I'm watching. I'm watching. Petty says, "Where is Milton to keep you in line?" Help with Gadgets, thank you for being here, man. So I think Edge, I think several of them arrived today. So I think the Miguran arrived today, and so the Vortex got to Roger Baker. So that's absolutely cool. That is awesome. Mr. Eddie, behave yourself. Hush. It's usually I'm having to tell TKE hush, but hush, mister. All right. Milton's where? Milton's not coming to the live today. He's probably doing other stuff. But Roger Baker, I'm glad you're enjoying the Vortex, and congratulations again on winning. It does have to, somebody's usually acting up, and if it's Mr. Eddie and Milton and TKE all at the same time, whew, my goodness. Mr. Eddie says he just called the support group. Oh boy. Carco was in here too, Mr. Eddie. He was already here. And TKE's already been here. So it's we got a good group of them in here. Milton's the only one that hasn't been in here. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you supporting the channel, Roger. Thank you so much for doing that. There is Metal Relic Art. Thank you for being here. And let's see. I was looking to, Marco said mom, and I was looking to see if Milton had come in. I haven't seen, but I think you were answering Mr. Eddie's question that he posed to the group. So, yeah, Trish, there's a chat group that's called support group with 4 or 5 of us in there, and I keep having to mute them. It's Mr. Eddie's support group. He needs help. Paul Mills says, "Who's Holt Haptic?" They're all of the knives on this side are Trish's, and I get to disassemble and clean them and all that good stuff. Covering up a knife there. So, of course, if I click on something else, it'll probably cover up the knives again. So it's all good. And where did I go here? Okay, hold that one over here. Kind of got to watch. I'm watching the chat just to make sure. Yep, that's it, Mo Patty. And Mr. Eddie says, ask Tomas to explain the support group he's been neglecting. Well, so they keep posting stuff that let's just say is more on the risque side, and that's not content that I want to see. So I've been not I turned off notifications for them, and unless they yell at me, I usually don't go in there and say anything. So they won't behave themselves. And then if I say something, Mr. Eddie acts like it's with somebody else and not him. So it's just one of these things. I like conversing about knives. Let me just say that. Paul Mills, I did too. Yeah, ended up trading it or selling it, and uh, that's not to say that I don't like the haptic. I really like the haptic. It's just I don't know. I think I think probably one of the things is it is a single opening method, and I like stuff that's has multiple opening methods. But I also like the haptic is really good. I give you $100 for a haptic, Mr. Eddie. It is a great knife. It is a great knife. Mr. Eddie could probably put studs on it. But man, the just the tolerances on a haptic. I really like it. They're very smooth knives, and their adjustable detent's really cool. Just a lot to like about it. They're nice in pocket. Now I do have this Rask that I get to check out, which is the tolerances on it are pretty tight too. So okay, let's see what it is. Metal Relic Art says, any of you knife makers out there, submit your designs to the Metal My Way competition. They run it all year, and the grand prize winner goes to FabTech. I'm the first winner of the year with a Kraken. Very cool, Metal Relic Art. Congratulations on that. Congratulations. That's really cool. Mr. Eddie's a knife maker, and I'm not sure who else in here may be knife makers. So, y'all do that if you are. Paul Mill says, I still have the Morpheus. Yeah, that's a really good one, too. Hey, it's Dog One. Thank you for being here. I agree there, Dragoon. That is really cool. I'm going to have to check that one out. Because Ramsey Silent says the Traken is awesome. So very cool. But Patty says, I think it would be bad to the bone with studs. I think you're probably right. OC Omega Stacking, thank you for being here, man. Mr. Eddie says, I'm selling most of my knives. I have a small Sabenza to sell, maybe trade. Yeah, I thought you were selling the a lot of the uh, higher end knives before, but not yet, huh? Henry G, think you were here way early. Thank you for being here, man. Do appreciate it. Ah, very cool. Now that's going to be neat to use to make some stuff. So that's awesome. Where did you get your haptic, Mr. Eddie? Oh, Patty says 3 Morpheus, 2 haptics. Yeah, I mean, very cool. Oh, yeah, it is Friday Eve, isn't it? James is linking Omega Stacking. Y'all check him out if you haven't already. Oh, Patty's asking Mr. Eddie if he got any more skateboards. Ask Mr. Eddie how many skateboards he has. If you think he's a knife fanatic. Ask him how many. Ask him how many skateboards he has and how many skateboards he has on the way. So, and so Patty says, "Did you get more skateboards, Mr. Eddie?" And there's Mr. Eddie's response: "Of course." And yes, tomorrow is Friday the 13th. It is also my wife's birthday tomorrow. So, you're going to be careful. Paul Mills says, "I have 2 skateboards. I have 0 skateboards. My son-in-law does have a couple of longboards on the wall at his house, but he doesn't even ride them down his driveway, which has a slight incline. So just a slight incline. So he doesn't ride them. And I asked him why, but apparently he's not really wanting to try that out. So he grew up in Charleston, South Carolina, so he's used to. There come the fire, y'all. He grew up in Charleston, so I don't think he's used to having heels. So it's probably kind of like Arizona. And I'm kidding because I have no idea how it is in Arizona. Mr. Eddie says on the way he has 0 skateboards. And Patty did ask Mr. Eddie, how many skateboards do you have? So we'll see if there's an answer there. Okay, Mr. Eddie, that's the only hope I want. Oh, Mr. Eddie says I have the Spectre, not a hat. Well, there you go. There you go, Paul. Check with Mr. Eddie. He might have a Spectre for you then. And yes, okay, so there's the answer. More than I need. Come on, man, you got to give us a number. And I think I know what that number is, but I could be off by now. So, tell us how many skateboards you got there. Yep, he got him into skateboarding. So, Edge for Time says, genuine question here. What's with all the skaters? Is there an overlap I wasn't aware of with the knife community and skating? That's an excellent question, Edge for Time. I have no clue. I have not a clue. Mr. Eddie says, what skateboard do you have, Paul Mills? Yep, it is actually my driveway walking out toward the road is where I usually do the walking and flicking. Comes in handy. I'll usually walk up to the mailbox and take a knife and do some walking and flicking. Oh, Patty says, Mr. Eddie, you selling the Spectre? The number that I'm thinking is 90 something, and I could be wrong about that. And yes, he's getting rid of his lower end stuff. Oh, he says he really wants to get to 150-ish knives. So he's not getting out totally. He's just getting rid of some of them. Paul Mills says Tony Hawk and a bamboo board. Oh, one says I have 5 skateboards. Nice. So I was wrong. Strady says, you're wrong, Tomas. More than 55, but less than 70. Did you get rid of some from the last time that we talked? Or was I just miscounting there when you were trying to tell us how many you had. OC Omega Stacking says, hit that like button. Y'all please do that. All right. Well, I was off then. I had overcounted by 20, maybe 30. He says, I think I have 62 or so. And how many does your wife have? Does she have another 20? What about the kid? Do they have boards as well? Or are you counting that all in the same? All inclusive of the family boards. There's mine to Milton. It says the kid has more skateboards than I do. Now, am I wrong, Mind to Milton? Didn't we count like 90 the other night? Wasn't that what he said? I could be wrong, but I thought it was around 90. He's saying that it's a little bit less than that. Well, there's no way you could ride all of them, Mr. Eddie. Oh, Patty's getting a purple Koenig pen. Very cool. See, hey, now here we go. So, here I am saying 90, and Eddie's saying that I was way off. But look at there. See what Milton says. See what Milton says. He probably has 100. He plays it down. See, I feel somewhat vindicated, and thank you for that, Mind of Milton. I appreciate you, man. And Marco has linked Mind of Milton's channel. I am almost 100% positive that anybody here has probably already subscribed to Mind of Milton. But if you have not, please do so. Dog One says, anybody surf or snowboard? I don't. I used to ski, but until my knees are not great in the first place, and I don't want to break anything, so we haven't been skiing in a few years. I actually went skiing on our honeymoon some 26 years ago. So, and we used to do like a yearly ski trip, but one of the last times we went skiing, my wife got a ride down to the ski patrol's little hut in one of those sleds behind a ski patrol. So yeah. Ramsey said, I have a few, but have not used them in years. Used to live next to a skateboard company, so he had stacks of decks. So Mr. Eddie says, fine, I'll count. Write the numbers. I'll put in here, and we can add them at the end. Okay, let's see how many Mr. Eddie has, and y'all can kind of guess. Make some guesses in here. One guess and one guess only. Not giving away anything, but guess how many skateboards Mr. Eddie has, and we can see who gets the closest. Mr. Eddie says, not I, dog. No snow or ocean. Paul Mill says, I probably haven't skated in probably 15 years. Mike Milton says, I never skated before in my life until I hit 41 and met Mr. Eddie. And then Milton's doing tricks on his shorts there. I still think Milton needs to do a rolling and flicking. I think that would be awesome. Ramsey says, sorry, slow, modding for 3 channels at one time, man. That's crazy. Omega Stacking's up to 143 subs. Y'all check him out. Dog One says mine better late than never. And Paul Mills. Let's see. I think I saw that. Let me go back up here. No, where did it get to? Member for 8 months. Thank you, Paul Mills. I really appreciate that, man. Member of the Everyday Crew. Paul Mills has guessed 69. Omega Stacking has guessed 75. I'm going to guess 93. But that might be, we'll see. Y'all have to remember somebody needs to write down those numbers because when after it scrolls past, we won't be able to look back until, well, you don't have to. I can look back afterwards and see. Oh, man. Ah, there it goes. Wrist pop. Mr. A says, I will be happy to get any skateboards and stuff people want to get rid of, and I'll repurpose them. Wanted to make knife handles out of skateboard decks. That sounds interesting, Mr. Eddie. That's pretty cool. Mr. Eddie says 10. Absolutely not. I know that's not right. But that does sound like an interesting idea, making the scales out of, or knife handles out of skateboard decks. What is the material? Are most of them fiberglass or something, or some composite? And I'm asking that because I really don't know. I've been on a skateboard a few times in the past, not recently. I'm over 50 at this. I don't think skateboards and over 50 matches. That's a good match. Good idea. Bad idea. Mr. Eddie says 3, and I know that's not right. Kong Blades, thank you for being here, man. Illuminati Ninja is in the house. Carco's guessing over 400, and he might be close. I think it's actually closer to 100, in my opinion. Illuminati, thank you for being here. That's who else. Cliff Brott, thank you for being here, man. Let me pull up the Discord and see if anyone is dropping anything there. Let's see here. Got to go over to that TKE 26. I think that looks like some new stuff there. Ron Crow dropped some stuff in there this evening. So we got a couple of, Mr. Eddie dropped a board and a knife. So that's cool. Yeah, we got some stuff in here. Good deal. We'll check that out here in just a bit. And I missed something here. The chat started going and I lost it. Dog One says, good Blue House, the ninja graphic artist assassin. Y'all check out Illuminati Ninja. Totally 65. Is that right? Have you got all of them? Does that include all the decks that you have? Or is the 65 just the total number of complete boards that's got the wheels on them? Let me know. Let me know. Come back. Let me know. All right, let's see. Greg Vanderlip is here, man. Thank you for being here. Man, I hope you get to feeling better soon. Sick in bed, man. That's not good. And hope you feel better soon. Got a friend of mine that was apparently went to CVS the other day with the flu, went to the quick care thing that they have there, and apparently they gave him a flu shot. I don't think that's a good idea, in my opinion. You've already got the flu. I don't think a flu shot's going to help you any at that point in time. So Mr. Eddie says 65. He says that's all of them. And he also said Dex and complete. So that's a lot of boards still. Absolutely. It's that time of the year, man. I guess it's just that time of the year. Mr. Eddie says 32 are just Dex, 33 complete. And how many of them do you regularly ride? How many of them leave the house? 2 or 3? And do they ride differently? I think that's the question I really was asking. Can you tell us a marked difference in the different decks and the different components? I'm guessing probably somewhat. Young Blade says, I don't know. I guess I don't get sick that much, maybe once every 2 or 3 years. Yeah, and that's the crazy thing. My wife got COVID, and I got it from her. She didn't have it very, very bad, and I didn't have it that bad either. But I've had the flu, and she doesn't get sick with the flu. And of course, she doesn't have to take flu shots either. So I, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I don't think taking a flu shot's helping me out very much. I don't. The only time I know that I've had the flu was after getting the flu shot, but that that could have been just an oddity. And let's see. Mike Milton said, "What are those heaters you have on the table? When did those come in?" Those came in from Mopati yesterday, Milton. So I threw them up here on the table. Kong says, I work construction in the flooring industry, worked through COVID, had COVID probably 10 times. Yep, I actually work at a hospital, and I know I've had it at least once. But they put us working from home once that hit, and that's the way it stayed afterwards. So, but we can go over the Mopati blades here. This is the QSP Gorilla. Apparently, she and Billy won this at their first blade show. Very cool knife. I didn't even know what it was. I had to go look it up. So pretty cool QSP there. I'm used to dealing with a QSP Penguin, and I think a Canary is another one that I have. You got the Sharp by Design Mini Evo, I think Mopati said. She's probably already gone. She may be going to bed now. But neat little knife. The only thing I don't like about these knives is that clip, and that clip attracts scratches like crazy. I don't think I've ever seen one of these knives with that similar clip that didn't have scratches on it. And then we've got the Compadre. And I have owned the Padre, but I don't know that I've handled the Compadre until now. And that's a sick little knife. Action on it's really good. Now, the Kunwu Facebook page is a hot mess, but they still make good knives. The owner's a bit eccentric too, I guess you could say. And then there's the Holt Haptic. Mopedi actually, Trish carries and uses this knife, as you can tell. And we're gonna do a cleanup on it too. But very nice. Yes, we did have to be vaccinated. And I absolutely hate that. You're absolutely correct. Well, not only that, but I talked with one of the doctors that I was friends with, and I actually suggested that my wife get the COVID vaccine as well, and wished that I'd never said anything to her about doing that. This is the Rask. Very nice. That is a thin knife. Looks like it would carry in pocket really well. So, very nice knife. Let's see what we got here. Milton says, "Can we see that Rask?" And Mopedi says, "I have a purple Rask back now. Nice." Paul Mill says, "I want the full size Evo harpoon." Mighty Milton says, "Hey, Kelly, I still owe you stickers." I think I owe several people stickers. I know I got to send Rob some. I was sending him a box, and I had put stickers in it, but then that package ended up going to KDK, so I guess KDK will be getting some stickers. So, Mighty Milton says, "I miss mine sometimes." I'm assuming you're talking about the Holt. Dog One says, "Listen to that compadre sound." Milton's wanting to buy that the Rask there, Trish. But Petty says it is a safe queen, never been in pocket or carried. Nice. And yes, it is for sale there, Milton. James says, "I worked in food in Wisconsin. They said we needed to get the vax. We told them we would all quit. They changed to optional." Yeah. Oh man, I'm telling you what. I think after that after the initial one, I think enough people balked at the initial um, requirement to get vaccinated that they've not said much of anything since then about that. I think it was a bad idea. I think it was pushed way too quick, and um, I don't know that there would be unknown things happen, but I do know that most of the time, if you have some sort of even over the counter meds, they generally have some side effects. Um, I've tried to not take anything unless I actually have to, and I was taking uh, allergy medication all the time. So, but Petty says my purple one is the safe queen. Oh, okay, gotcha. The purple one is the safe queen. Petty says, I have a goal to get to 75 USA only. Max of 75. Where are you at now? Yep. Herd immunity, dog one. I need to count how many USA made knives I have. I'm guessing probably 15 or so, but yep. Ramsey says I've lost many friends in their 40s die from heart problems. Yep. There's and I think I think that was a big thing, and a lot of that happened very close behind getting the vaccination. So I have since I did have well I was having some discomfort in my chest and um, went said something at work, and then they sent me to all kinds of tests and had I mean I had the gamut of the I wore a heart monitor, had the stress test, had echocardiogram, and all of that stuff. And when they finally got my results, they told me, we don't need to see you again. They didn't even set me up for a yearly visit. So it was likely just acid reflux, which I normally didn't have either. It was probably that, and uh, so it changed my diet a little bit, and then everything went whackers after that too, because um, they had me quit drinking tart cherry juice, which is what I usually drink to try to keep the uric acid from getting into my joints and my feet and causing gout. And had me stop drinking coffee as well. So coffee is another thing that keeps uric acid down. So it was just a mess. And after I had a couple of bouts of gout, I decided I was going back drinking tart cherry juice and coffee, and just to make sure I wasn't drinking tart cherry juice right at bedtime, which was what I was doing, which was not a good idea. So a lot of it, a lot of it's it's just you got to figure things out, and the side effects of even over the counter stuff isn't great either. So, but you've got to figure that out with the research and checking with your doctors as well. So, I am not a doctor, and neither can I make suggestions on how for you to best treat your ailments or whatever. So, Patty says I that she did like that milling pattern, but she does not need another knife at this time. Need to sell some, make room for some more. Patty says she thinks she has 68. Problem is I have multiples of makers and not one of all makers I want. Aha. You've got a mini Arius? Yeah, I have not. I've had an Arius, but I haven't not had a mini one. Paul Mill says I've got one, but it's a keeper. I had Tactical Terry at 1931 Leatherworks, carved dragon scales on it. Very cool. Petty says I have 5 minis, one full size DLC. Grief. Dog One says I had gout twice at 36 and 39 in Misery. I had gout at Disney World a couple of years ago, and that was no fun. I now have mostly figured out how to combat it if it happens with taking the colchicine. And we actually went to Disney World last year with the kid and the grand boy. And the first, before we even started, like the first day, I had an attack and was able to fight it off with taking the colchicine, and was able to to walk from then on out. But I had one of those uh, cart things ready to go just in case. Kelly's Mishmash. Hey, Kelly. She said, no goblin? That's a good question, Kelly. If you've got the Koenig Arius, what about the Koenig Goblin? Is not a big fan of gout either, and buddy, I am not either. Nice. Get to check out a mini. AMC says cherry is great for my arthritis, and I would die without coffee of dehydration. Absolutely. And it is. That's actually, gout is a form of arthritis. And some of it, I think, was probably if your feet get a shock, or if you're on your feet a lot, sometimes that can kind of set it off, especially if you had something in. And I've not figured out exactly what combination of things causes mine to set off. I just don't know. Crow says I feel the same way about coffee. I don't drink a tremendous amount of coffee, but I do enjoy coffee. Miss Trady says it sounds like you suffer from tiny heart syndrome. If you skate, you will get better. I doubt that very seriously, Mr. Eddie. If I skated, I would probably end up with broken bones, and I've never had a broken bone. I would probably get a broken bone and all kinds of scrapes and cuts and scrapes and bruises and everything else. Plus, I don't have anywhere around here that I know of that's even remotely good for skating. Broken leg with gout. That's right. That would not be good. Actually, I went to Blade Show Atlanta on a knee scooter because my foot had not recovered from gout. Now, talk about a not as fun time riding around on one leg. It's just nuts. But it was okay. Actually, ZT gave me I had on a ZT shirt, and one of the guys saw me riding and gave me a hat to match it. So that was pretty cool. I thought that was neat. I have pavement, but I have asphalt, and there's rocks that I'm sure would. Woo! The Shady says I had gout in Afghanistan. Talk about combat with that, man alive. He says I'm not crying about it. I can't imagine trying to walk any amount of time without something and having gout, because I still use that. I've got that knee scooter is actually on the other side of this desk over here, and I will absolutely ride that thing if I have a gout attack, and I haven't in a while. Actually, there was one time last year that I did have a brief one, and actually it came on while I was standing up doing a live. Mr. Eddie says, but I think skateboarding fix it. Oh man. Eh, Mopedi, I can't imagine trying to ride. I don't even want to ride a bicycle on the road that I live on. You might have heard how folks like to take out the mailbox. Well, they actually hit my neighbor one time. Somebody ran up, hit him while he was out running. So people don't people you just no. There was no way I'd ride a skateboard. Yep, absolutely. All right, let's go check out. Scroll back up here. All right. Let me see if I can switch over here without any too much craziness going on. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if I can make this work. All right. There we go. All right. See who was that? Robin Dallin. He posted this about sometime last week, but he's got the ire there with a couple of other. That's the chop smock, and I'm not sure what this middle one is, but very cool. Dr. Drew Dude, thank you for being here. I don't go out drinking, Mr. Eddie. You know that. But this is very cool. Like I say, this is cool. I've got one of those, but very cool there on that middle one, whatever it is. I like the rock design there. Ryan Crow. Let's see what Ryan's got. And I don't know any of these that Ron has. So hopefully he's still here and he can post what he's carrying because I don't know. Let's make sure he didn't say what it was. Nope, didn't say what it was. And if any of y'all know, y'all can chime in as well. Looks like a through night flashlight. Mr. Eddie's saying if I was drinking and taking out mailboxes, I would also say I don't drink. Yeah, you said that. You said that the other time too. Yeah, I think the smock's pretty good. Shaman or shaman, however you want to say it. Those were not. I've had one of those and it wasn't high on my list. I didn't mind it. It's a good knife. Mr. Eddie says Ramsey's. I'll sell you a shaman in M4. I don't take out mailboxes. Somebody has taken out my mailbox multiple times. And I mentioned that, and somehow it turned around that I was the one that took out the mailbox. You know, the support group is being very supportive at times. I don't think Milton will agree with that because Milton knows that you came up with that, Eduardo. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, Mick, what is this? Absolutely not, Mopetty. Absolutely not. And Milton says we offer the most support in all the land. That's an awesome statement there. uh, well, Dr. Drew, dude, it would, seeing as I don't drink at all, it would it would take a lot of waters, I guess, or coffees for me to take it out. Oh man, what is this, Mr. Eddie? Come on, tell me what. Oh, Ryan says Olatan's Lemon Shark, Kaiser Meteora, and USA Kershaw Iridium. Thank you, Crow. Thank you, Crow. Thank you, Ron. Ah, let me bring this back up because somebody's being funny here. As Jay says, we call him Tomas the Train not because it rhymes with his name, it's because him taking out stuff like a freight train. Yeah, that's it. And Mr. Eddie said, that's a knife. Well, thank you for that astute observation there, Mr. Eddie. I almost said it was that was one of those finger boards, but I think that's just down on the floor. Oh, you guys. It's a prototype at that. I think that was the shaman prototype? No, surely not. Oh, this is a prototype? Yes. It's a prototype knife. Robin Dallin, thank you for being here, man. And appreciate it. And saw that you had dropped some stuff in here, so thank you. We're going to keep going. It's a prototype knife, yes. Maker starts with an A. He'll tell us in a minute, maybe. 2 words. Second starts with T. Attention to detail. Edge Time has a Leatherman and a Demco. Very cool. Leatherman bolster, and it looks like a 80-20.5 custom scales. Maybe a custom. I don't know. Anyhow, very nice Edge Time. Thank you for that. Mind of Milton has a QSP Penguin with the whatever their proprietary lock is or their version of the lock is. Very cool. Is that one pretty smooth there, Milton? Model's F47, he says. He still hasn't told us what it is. And there's that same knife again from Robin. Very cool. I like those scales. Very nice. Very nice. And then we've got another Demco, it would appear, with very custom pocket clip, which looks really cool. Custom scales, custom blade coating looks like. And then we've got looks like a Donnie pry bar, which I didn't know Donnie did pry bars, so that's awesome. Laser Ghost Nas. Australia says that is a USA, Arizona made. And that's right, Glide Lock. Thank you, Dog One. Mr. Mr. Milton. Mind of Milton says, what you know about the V2 Penguin? Serious heat. Yes, it's good. Awesome. And right, Mo Patty? I keep learning. Sometimes I forget. Robin says, just put a new lanyard with the Trex bead on the Trex. Got to show it off. So that's the Trex. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you for that. Mind of Milton says, just tell him, Mr. Eddie, he's not going to get it. Carco says, whoa, pulled over to add my pocket check. Thank you for pulling over there, Carco. Keep driving safe. Y'all check out Mr. Eddie. Ramses did link his Instagram page. Mr. Eddie says that's the Arma Tool F47. Very cool. Carco says, finally found a Hoback Paraclete after some years, seems like. Dog One says I put washers in the Penguin too, and it's still butter. I have like the Penguin, like right after it first came out with the denim micarta scales. I have one of those, and then I also have one I got from Mr. Eddie, which is a carbon fiber scales and Elmax blade, I believe it is. Mind of Milton says Carco is the one that teaches me about makers that I've never heard of. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because he'll come up with stuff as like, what is that? Who's that? Of course, the same thing with Mr. Eddie sometimes too. Dr. Drew Dude says I'm carrying a Curtis Custom F3 medium broad off an up and coming skater. Very cool. I have a good idea who that might be. Oh, Patty says Arma Tool, huh? Great. So much for not buying. I will not do it. Marco, drive safe, man. Mr. Eddie says I sell cheap and ship fast. He did do that. He did do that. I got several off of him last week, so or week before that, something like that. Dog One says I like that Yelling Ghost brand. Yep. All right. Let's keep on scrolling here. But very cool. Carco said, see, there's Carco's pocket check. There's the Hoback. I think he said that was a Paraclete. And what else did he say? He didn't say what the other ones were. Nice blade shape on this one here, along with some nice scales. That one just looks interesting. It's pretty sharpened edges there. So that's pretty cool. Don't know what that is. Don't answer, Carco, while you're driving. Mr. Eddie says he's only buying cool knives. Oh, well, I wasn't complaining, Mr. Eddie. I didn't remember which week it was. Oh, and then it just went all over the United States. It ended up going places it wouldn't normally go. Tell them, Trish. Tell them. Yep. Opposite of support group. Opposite of support group. Semi-support group. Mind of Milton says, yeah, I can't name one of those that Carco has, and he's already told us in the chat before. But Carco Dog One doesn't want to know what that fixie is. Illuminati says, what is that craziness on the right and where can I get one? Dog One says, pull over and answer, Carco. Mopedi says, if Milton agrees, I'll add you, but hopefully you're cool with picks and topics that will land you on a watch list. Ugh. Minded Milton says, best group chat in all the land, Tommy. Oh, me. Carco says, the Fixie is an Archangel one off that my buddy had made. And then he says, let me post the other side. Okay. But what's while you're at it, what's the knife on the left as well? That does look like an interesting knife. That could come in handy. Mr. Eddie says that's a Doc Schiffer. No. Kirko says it's a Rittenhouse Fury. Mind if Milton says the knife on the left would be cooler if it wasn't left-handed. I kind of agree with you there, Milton. I'm not disagreeing there. That Hoback looks vaguely Norseman-esque. And I'm not sure who was first though. But I do like the shape of that blade there. But this little fixed blade's neat too. Nice. Okay. Illuminati agrees that makes it more awesome because it's lefty. Are you left-handed as well, Illuminati? I've got to check out several lefty versions of knives because of Carco sending them, and generally find that I can manipulate the knives. Now, walking and flicking, it's not as easy, but I can do it. So Patty says I've been hearing Doc Schiffer a lot lately. That's because the support group guys like him, especially Milton. I think Milton's got several Doc Schiffer knives, if I'm not mistaken. I actually did get a Doc Schiffer T-shirt, but I don't know that I've ever had the opportunity to handle a Doc Schiffer knife. Maybe. I know Milton says I've done a few videos of lefty knives, very awkward. Yeah, it's not easy. Oh, you've only got one left? Whoops. No, I don't think Eduardo's a lefty. Milton's been adding to and subtracting from his collection a good bit lately. Oof. That's not what he was talking about, Eddie. He's talking about left-handed. Left-handed. Garco Dog One wants to know, does your Fixie make your friend sell knives? You've garnered a little bit of interest for this knife here. Looks like a good knife to get out of a vehicle if you had to. Okay, he's posted another one here, it looks like. Oh, couple more posts. There we go. He's did the other side. So there you go, guys. And then Very cool. Yeah, I'm all out of O Brothers there, Milton. Mr. A says I needed a fourth dock shipper. And Dog One says chisel, most excellent. All right, what time is it? How did it get to be 10:30, y'all? All right, we're gonna run until, of course, Mr. Eddie's comment got skipped. I have to filter out these things as I'm going along. I read pretty fast. Illuminati says it's only 9:25. Mind of Milton says it's only 8:30. That's because y'all are on Central Time and Mountain Time. And it is, Robin says it's only 7:25, you crazy folks. And I think that's because Robin's in California, if I'm not mistaken. So we've got all four time zones in the United States, in the continental United States, that are represented here on this live. That's awesome. Probably some more occasionally pop in from various and sundry places. I think Alaska's on a different time zone than California, isn't it? Maybe. Thinking it is. Mr. A says, okay, hit me up, people, if you guys want to get rid of skateboards. So if you got skateboards, let him know. I think he's wanting to, that's right, Edge Time. It's 11:25 here. What you talking about? Where you at? Where you at, Edge Time? Mind if Milton says, Robin, I think I have the BRB4 that you previously owned, that Blau Rock. Ramsey says, sadly, it's that time I have to go get my brother from work. Be careful driving to get him. There, Ramses, thank you for dropping all the links into the chat tonight. Really appreciate that. Oh, Edge Time says, I'm just kidding. I'm in the correct time. That's right, Edge Time. There you go. Oh, Robin says, Washington. Washington. Okay. I've actually been to Seattle before. Didn't enjoy the city. I did enjoy going up to Mount Rainier. Now that was really cool, and seeing all the other volcanoes in the area as we were flying in. That was neat. But it was an interesting trip. That's where my daughter and her husband lived when they found out they were pregnant with the grand boy, and when they did, it was time to head back so that they had their support network to help out with him, and he is well taken care of now. So if he's not staying with his great grandmother, then he's just a few miles from us. So, but I did get to go visit Seattle before they moved back. So, actually, have a knife from there. I think I stopped in some sort of sporting goods store, and that was before I was into some of the higher end knives. And I did not get a great knife, but I do have one from that I bought there in Washington. So, but anyhow, it is 10:30, so we've been going for hour and a half here. I think I actually started on time, and despite Ryan Crow saying something about both cameras working and the audio working, I think it has managed to stay working the entire entire life. This may be the first time. I know I'm pretty sure it's the first time in a long time that I have not had some sort of technical issue from the get go. So, hey, this is good. I really appreciate y'all being here. Thanks for hanging out for a few minutes. Hope to see y'all again next week. I think we have a couple of more weeks until we have our um, our monthly giveaways, and I'm gonna have to figure out what knife to give away this month. Um, I'll have to think on that one. Yeah, we'll have to figure that one out. So, and then we'll come up with some gift packs to have some fun that last week of the uh, month, last Thursday of the month, and then also I better check because this is a short month. Yep, we've got two more. It'll be the 26th. Would be the last Thursday. I also plan on possibly doing a vertical live sometime or another. I've got to get this blade sharpened up and that knife put back together and back to its proper owner. So I need to do that. But y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Hope to see you again next week. Thank y'all so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.